All right, so get this. We're going to dive deep into AI and storytelling today, specifically those like visual story videos, the ones with the African tales. They're like everywhere these days. Even my uncle is hooked on them. I never thought he'd be a folklore fan. But there, he was just glued to the screen. Turns out these videos are getting millions of views. Who knew? And it got me thinking, how do they make these things? And could you make one? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out in this deep dive. We've got research articles, the whole shebang. And get this, it's all about using AI every step of the way, from the story to the visuals to the narration, even getting it up on YouTube, and maybe even making some cash.
It's really fascinating, these African tales. They tap into this universal love of stories we all have. The research we have highlights how they're packed with culture and emotion and life lessons. Stuff that still resonates today.
Right, and it gets better. The source lays out this whole process, and it's surprisingly simple. It all starts with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That ChatGPT, the AI chatbot everyone's talking about.
What's interesting is that you can actually use it to generate a complete story. Imagine that. Your very own AI storyteller.
It's mind-blowing. And the secret is using the right prompts. The source even gives an example. It's something like, create an African story about 15 minutes long when read aloud, with a catchy, maybe even a little scandalous title, for those YouTube clicks. Oh, and make sure it has a good lesson, something relevant for today.
That's a great example of guiding the AI, telling it exactly what you want. You're not just asking for any story, you're shaping it, tailoring it for a YouTube audience. Got to think about that engagement.
And here's the kicker. If you don't love that first story ChatGPT gives you, just ask it for another one. You can tweak it and make it more dramatic, whatever you want. It's like having a personal screenwriter at your beck and call. Okay, so we've got our story, but what about those eye-catching visuals? Everyone loves a good picture. That's where Midjourney comes in. It's another powerful AI tool. But here's the twist. We're going to use ChatGPT again, this time to create detailed descriptions for each scene in our story.
This is what I love about AI.
Yeah.
It's all connected. You're not using each tool in a vacuum. You're weaving them together to create something even more awesome.
Exactly. So we feed these descriptions to Midjourney, and it spits out these vibrant, culturally rich images that really bring the story to life. Now we need a voice. That's where 11 Labs comes in. Tons of voice options, including African accents, perfect for our tale.
And here's the cool part. They have both free and paid versions, so you can try it out without breaking the bank.
Yeah.
And then upgrade if you want more options.
Yeah, super accessible. So we can grab our story text, pop it into 11 Labs, choose our voice, and boom, professional narration, just like that. Now it's time to put it all together. Lights, camera, action. The source recommends CapCut. It's a free video editing tool and super user-friendly. You just import your images, arrange them how you want, add some transitions to make it flow smoothly, and voila.
What's really neat is how you can fine-tune the pacing. You can speed things up for an action-packed moment or slow it down to let the emotions sink in. It's like you're directing a mini-movie.
Okay, so we've got our mini-movie. But now what? Let's talk YouTube, the land of viral videos, and, maybe even making some money. First, you need a YouTube channel. That's a given. Then it's all about those views. This whole deep dive has been eye-opening. It's amazing how powerful and accessible these AI tools are. It's like anyone can be a storyteller now. And it gets me thinking, hold on, my uncle's birthday's coming up. You know what? I'm going to make him a personalized story with him as the main character.
I love that idea. Imagine creating a unique story just for someone special.
Yeah.
It really shows how this process can be personal and meaningful.
Right. So we've got ChatGPT to whip up an engaging story, Midjourney for the visuals, 11 Labs to give it a voice, and then we'll piece it all together in CapCut. But before we get too carried away with my uncle's birthday bash, let's take a step back and look at what we've learned about AI and storytelling so far. What do you think?
It's been quite a journey. We've explored how AI can be this incredible partner in the creative process, but it's not just about the tech, right? It's about tapping into that age-old human desire to tell stories, to share experiences.
Totally. And it's making me think, where does this all go from here? What's next for AI and storytelling?
That's the big question, isn't it? And to be honest, I don't have all the answers. But I think we're just scratching the surface of what's possible. It's like opening a door to a whole new world of storytelling. And who knows what adventures await us.
All right, we're going to pause here for a moment, but don't go anywhere. Because when we come back, we're going to keep exploring this fascinating world of AI-powered storytelling. We'll dive deeper into the creative process, how to make your stories truly stand out, and maybe even touch on how to get those YouTube views rolling in. See you in a bit.
Welcome back. It's amazing how these AI tools are changing the game for storytellers. It used to be that you needed a whole team and a bunch of expensive equipment to create something visually stunning.
Yeah.
But now, with tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney and 11 Labs, anyone can bring their story to life.
Yeah, it's like, a whole new world of possibilities has opened up. And speaking of possibilities, let's get back to those African tales. Remember how the research mentioned those catchy, maybe even a little scandalous titles? Apparently, it's all about getting those clicks on YouTube.
Right. It's a smart strategy.
Yeah.
You have to think about how to grab people's attention, especially in a place like YouTube where there's so much content competing for eyeballs. It's like you're a chef trying to come up with the most delicious looking dish on the menu.
I love that analogy. So it's not just about the story itself. It's about how you present it, how you make it stand out from the crowd.
Exactly. And that brings us to another interesting point. The research makes it sound like creating these videos is a piece of cake. It talks about copying and pasting, creating and monetizing. Like it's all super simple.
Well, that's good news for aspiring storytellers like me. But is it really that easy?
It's definitely more accessible than ever before, that's for sure. The tools are designed to be user-friendly. And like we talked about, there are even free options available. But there's still a learning curve, of course. And even with the AI doing a lot of the heavy lifting, you still need to bring your own creativity and storytelling skills to the table.
It's a collaboration, a partnership between human and machine.
Precisely. And that's what makes this so fascinating. It's not about AI replacing human creativity. It's about AI enhancing it, giving us new tools to tell stories in ways we never could before.
Speaking of tools, I'm actually starting to get excited about this whole birthday story for my uncle. The more we talk about it, the more ideas are popping into my head.
That's great. It's amazing how personal stories can connect with people. And using AI to bring those stories to life adds a whole other dimension. It's like weaving technology and emotion together.
I'm picturing it now, images, music, his voice. It's going to be epic. Okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's bring it back to the big picture for a minute. We've been talking about how AI is transforming storytelling, but it makes you wonder, what impact is this going to have on other creative fields?
That's a great question, and one that a lot of people are thinking about. It's already happening in music art, even writing. Some people see it as a threat, but I think it's more of an opportunity.
Right, like it's not about AI taking over. It's about AI helping us push the boundaries of what's possible.
Exactly. It's like having a new set of colors to play with, or new instruments to play music with. The potential is limitless.
This is getting me so pumped up. But before I run off and start creating my uncle's birthday masterpiece, let's recap what we've covered so far in this deep dive. We've learned about the AI tools, ChatGPT for the story, Midjourney for the visuals, 11 Labs for the narration. And we've even talked about how to make our stories stand out on YouTube.
We've also touched on the idea that this is more than just a technical process. It's about creativity, about human connection, about pushing the boundaries of what's possible with storytelling.
Well said. Now let's dive into some of the finer points of using these tools. We'll explore how to craft compelling narratives, fine-tune those AI-generated visuals, and maybe even uncover some secrets to YouTube's success. Stay with us.
Welcome back. You ready for the final stretch of our AI storytelling deep dive? We've been talking a lot about the creators and the tools, but I think it's time to shift gears and talk about the audience. What do you think? How are people responding to these AI-generated stories?
It's a crucial question, you're right. The research we have hints at the popularity of these videos. Millions of views, the potential for some serious earnings. It definitely seems like people are enjoying these AI-powered tales.
Yeah, my uncle's a prime example. He was completely captivated by that African folktale video. It's like these stories have a way of drawing people in, no matter who they are. I wonder if it's the blend of the familiar and the new. You have these age-old stories, timeless themes, and then you combine them with these cutting-edge AI visuals and voices. It creates this unique experience, something fresh and exciting, yet somehow comforting at the same time.
It's like a bridge between the past and the future, and we're all standing on it, taking in the view. Okay, so people are digging these AI stories, but where do we go from here? What's next?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to say for sure, but if I had to guess, I'd say we're going to see even more sophisticated AI tools emerge. Tools that can create even more realistic, even more emotionally resonant stories.
Imagine AI that can craft characters with rich backstories, or stories that change based on your choices, like those choose-your-own-adventure books we used to love.
Exactly. The possibilities are mind-blowing. But as with any powerful technology, I think it's important to proceed thoughtfully. We need to make sure we're using AI in a way that benefits everyone, that enriches our lives and our culture.
It's like we're all holding the pen, writing the next chapter in the story of storytelling. And AI is this amazing new ink we get to use.
That's a beautiful way to put it. Ultimately, it's about harnessing the power of AI to connect with each other, to share our experiences, to explore new worlds and ideas.
Well said. So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave our listeners with a question to ponder. What story will you tell with the power of AI? What world will you create? What emotions will you evoke?
The tools are at your fingertips. The audience is waiting. And the only limit is your imagination. Go forth and create something amazing.
That's it for this deep dive into the world of AI storytelling. It's been an incredible journey, exploring the tools and the techniques and the sheer creative potential of this amazing technology. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive and that you're feeling inspired to explore the world of AI storytelling yourself. Until next time, happy creating.
These three hats have three different meanings. I'm going to break them down hat by hat. This hat represents me, the family man, husband, and father. This hat represents me, the musician, producer, singer, songwriter, street promoter. This hat represents me as a filmmaker, feature films, and vlogging. These hats also represent where I'm from, Miami. The cliche, you're a jack of all trades, but somehow I managed to master all three. I'm Bobby Washington, and these are my vlogs.